going to be continuing on with our skill of main idea. So today our goal, or our learning target, is that we will be able to identify the topic, the main idea, and the supporting details of a text that's already given to us. So we are going to use this graphic organizer to help us identify the topic, the main idea, and the supporting details. So let's first talk about this graphic organizer. So I have this, there's 3 parts, remember? So I said topic, main idea, supporting detail. So topic. Topic is the smallest portion of this. So I'm going to write topic here. A topic is just what the passage is about. It's nothing about a lesson, nothing that the author is trying to teach us. It's just the topic that the author chose to write about. So our topic is usually only 2 to 3 words. Now sometimes it could be a little bit longer, like if it was rides at Disney World, or can't think of another one, but it could be maybe up to 4 words, but it's really usually not going to be much longer than that. So our topic is just what our author is writing about. Our second piece, so that's the smallest part. It has the fewest amount of words, it has the smallest part. The second piece of our triangle, or our pyramid here, is where we write our main idea. So our main idea. Now I know that there's some of you that have drawn this triangle out, and let's see if I can move this a little closer just for this moment. Let me move this camera closer for you to see. There we go. All right, so we've got our main idea. Now some of you are drawing this out, and I think that's a great idea because this is the graphic organizer that we will use throughout this unit. So we have our topic, it's 2 to 3 words. Our main idea is a sentence. It's a sentence telling what the passage is trying to teach you. So a sentence telling what the passage is trying to teach. For example, right now, we are in our topic is main idea. My main idea of this lesson is to teach you how to identify the difference between a topic and a main idea. So a main idea, and I'm going to draw an arrow like this. A main idea sentence includes the topic. So in my main idea sentence, I know that it's the main idea because, now this isn't the only way, but the main idea sentence is going to have the topic in it. So if my topic is about pandas, my main idea sentence will have the word pandas in it. If my topic is about Cinderella, I know you're so excited about Cinderella, then my sentence would have the word Cinderella in it. So your main idea sentence should include your topic in that sentence. And then these parts down here, notice they're the biggest. They're the largest parts because these are what prove it. My favorite words, prove it. These are called your supporting details. And how many of them are there? There are 3. So I'm actually going to choose a different marker out here that writes a little bit better. So these are all supporting details. And there are 3. 3 is key. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. And your supporting detail backs up your main idea. They prove your main idea. So they prove the main idea. These are 3 things that I can read that prove my main idea sentence. So now we're going to do some practice. First, I'm going to scoot you back here. All right, I'll keep that pyramid up here so we can see it. So first I have found like a little, some excerpts from some newspaper clippings. And they're newspaper headlines. I don't know if you can see those or not. Here, I'll try to pull it a little bit closer. Here we go. We're going to get a real close view of my forehead today. All right, so these are all headlines. They're newspaper headlines. Now, let me see if you can figure out, based on these newspaper headlines, because remember, I told you that the main idea sentence needs to include your topic in it. So I'm going to read all of these headlines, and you tell me what you think the topic is. In fact, that's going to be your code word for today, whatever the topic of all of these are. So let's see. Super Bowl spurs sales for Madonna's new and old material. Streaming of Super Bowl sets record. No Super Bowl commercial stands out. Quiet leadership prevails amid Super Bowl noises. Don't fumble your diet on Super Bowl Sunday. Measles patient visited huddle in Super Bowl Village. What's our topic? What did all of those headlines or main ideas, these are also our main ideas of that newspaper article, what did all of those have in common? Super Bowl. So your code or your secret words for today are Super Bowl. Type that in your private comment of your video. So our topic was Super Bowl, but our main idea sentences all had the word Super Bowl in them. So now, let me pull up the other thing that I have, and we're going to do some practice. All right, so here is the passage that we are going to be using to practice finding the main idea of a passage. Actually, we're not really finding the main idea. The main idea, and this is already going to be given to us. We are practicing identifying what the topic of our passage is and supporting details for the main idea. So we're not coming up with the main idea yet. We're just practicing on finding the supporting details for those. So we're actually going to read a passage about one of my favorite places in the world, Disneyland. So this is called Disneyland's Unsuccessful First Day. So I know right now that this is my main idea. And I know that because, well, I told you. And all the articles that we're going to read this week, our title is our main idea. So for my main idea, in my main idea pyramid here, I'm going to write the main idea of, I'm actually going to put this in a sentence because Disneyland's Unsuccessful First Day isn't a complete sentence. But I'm going to put Disneyland had an unsuccessful first day. Disneyland had an unsuccessful first day. Now, as we're reading, we're going to try to figure out what the topic is, and we're going to look for facts that Disneyland had an unsuccessful first day. So you're listening for the topic. Now, when you're listening for the topic, you're not just looking for one word, you're looking for synonyms, words that are pretty much the same thing. They mean the same thing. So let's read this. Disneyland in Anaheim, California is a popular tourist attraction with about 15 million visitors each year. The happiest place on earth, however, was not so happy on the first day it opened back in July of 1955. That day is still known as Black Sunday, as it was perhaps the darkest day in Disneyland's history. A number of unexpected things happened to make it such an unsuccessful first showing. For example, the nearby freeway had a 7-mile traffic jam, and police declared it the worst mess they had ever seen. Fantasyland had to close temporarily due to a gas leak. Many of the rides and attractions broke down with the strain of so many guests. Main Street's asphalted streets softened from the heat, causing women's high heels to get stuck in the gooey tar. A local plumber strike caused a shortage of plumbers, and although the restrooms were finished, none of the drinking fountains were ready. Although Disneyland's opening day was disastrous, Walt Disney and his crew learned from the experience and eventually turned things around to make it a success. All right, so we're looking for the topic. What do you think the topic is for this passage? So if you remember, I know that the topic is always included in the main idea sentence. So I got Disneyland, unsuccessful first day. Disneyland would be our topic. So let's prove that. So Disneyland is said right away. So remember, if it's a topic, if it's the topic of what we're reading, it's going to be said multiple times. Not just Disneyland, but other forms of Disneyland. What are some other things they call Disneyland? So right away I see Disneyland here, and I see Disneyland here. I also heard it referred to as the happiest place on earth because, well, duh, it is, besides my house. My house is the happiest place on earth. Actually, my classroom is the happiest place on earth, then my house, then Disneyland. So it's the third happiest place on earth. Just kidding. So the happiest place on earth, I know that also Fantasyland is within Disneyland. So all of these things that we've circled here are either Disneyland or synonyms for Disneyland. So I know that Disneyland is my topic because it's mentioned many times in multiple ways throughout my text. Now I need to find supporting details for my main idea. So my main idea is that Disneyland had an unsuccessful first day. What are some things that we read that said that made it an unsuccessful first day? I'm going to tell you there's more than 3. So I'm going to think of the first 3 that I thought. The first thing that I remembered was the traffic jams. 7-mile traffic jam. And police declared it the worst mess they had ever seen. So there was a 7-mile traffic jam on the highways. Okay, another one that made me laugh a little bit, was that Main Street's asphalted streets softened from the heat, causing women's high heels to get stuck in the gooey tar. So the heat softened the tar, and women's heels, because at this time all women pretty much wore heels, got stuck. And then the last one that I remember was that the local plumber strike caused there was a shortage of plumbers, and the restrooms were finished, but the drinking fountains weren't ready. But there were no drinking fountains ready. So there were no drinking fountains ready. There were more. I could have put that the rides kept breaking down in Fantasyland because of how many people were there. I think that was the only extra one. So all of these things that I just put under supporting details prove that it was an unsuccessful day. I've got 7-mile traffic jam on the highway. That made it unsuccessful. People weren't able to get there, and the police officers were upset. I've got heat, softened tar, and women's heels got stuck. Hello, I wouldn't want to be one of those women. Actually, I probably would have just walked around barefoot, but then no, I wouldn't have because hot tar does not feel good. So that made it an unsuccessful day. No drinking fountains are ready. Okay, cool, toilets are ready, but I'm thirsty. There were no drinking fountains ready. That made it an unsuccessful day. So that is how we filled out our pyramid, our main idea pyramid, for this passage of Disneyland's unsuccessful first day. Now what you're going to do is watch the video for how to complete your assignment for today, your practice assignment, and when you're finished, get it turned in.